Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Eagles Latest on Fan Arch. I'm your host, Blake McQueary, and of course, Eagles content. We have some stuff to talk about. Getting closer and closer to the weekend, winding the days down to Sunday for the Eagles' matchup against the Denver Broncos. Um, just a few updates on things today. We're going to dive into a little bit of, just logistics of things and give you guys some key things to watch out for. So, as you can see on the ticker, we got it all. First up is Keely Ringo. Questions have been raised, and they are very valid. Should Keely Ringo start at cornerback? Um, I think a lot of people owe Keely Ringo an apology, and I am included in that. Myself is included. Um, he played a pretty good game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Um, and now people are really questioning if they should keep Keely Ringo at that spot and not bring Adoree Jackson back in. Um, I'm in favor of it. I really am. I think I talked about the possibility of Keely Ringo playing a good game against the Buccaneers and winning his spot back. Kind of, sort of, I guess. I don't really know if you want to say it's winning his spot back, but a lot of people assumed that was going to be his spot heading into the year. So, I think I remember talking about how he has the chance to um, win it back, silence the haters and doubters, things like that. So, I'm in favor of it. I really am. He played really reliable on Sunday. He allowed only one 8 yard reception after missing a tackle on Bucky. He missed a few tackles on Bucky Irvin, um, but then he helped set an edge on an eventual tackle for loss, um, which was by Bakuba and Joshua Uch. Um, he recovered Jahad Campbell's forced fumble. Um, he limited Tez Johnson to 5 yards with an open field tackle on a reverse, deflected a critical 4th and 3 pass while guarding Shepard on Tampa Bay's first drive of the second half. He played a pretty good game. He did. He really did. Like I said, tackling, it was a bit of an issue. It was Bucky Irving. A lot of people were missing tackles on Bucky Irving. That's Bucky Irving. He's a hard guy to tackle. Press snaps. He was very good in press snaps. I was actually very blown away by how good he was on press snaps. He won almost every single one of them. He did. I think he can do a better job of staying inside the inside of the receiver's hip. Um, but he won a lot of his press snaps. He really did. He was good in man coverage. Um, I mean, yeah, he really did play a good game. Vic Fangio, he talked about Rico's performance, was asked about it a few times this week. Here are some quotes about, what Fangio said on Ringo. He said, quote, I thought he did good. He can be better. The true test for him will be to see how he improves, but overall did good. When he was asked if Ringo could overcome Jackson once Jackson is healthy, Fangio said, quote, it's possible. And then he also said, on his coverage and things like that, he was, quote, he was pretty sticky in man coverage. I'd like to see his tackling improve. One thing a guy has to learn that has played predominantly special teams is tackling on defense is a lot different than tackling in special teams, but I'm confident he can improve in that. I think that was a major issue in his tackling, though, was he is so used to being on the run, um, kind of, gaining that speed first and then hitting a guy on special teams. We know how valuable Keely Ringo was on special teams. He was very good for the Eagles. Very, very good asset um, in that aspect of the game. But I certainly would love to see Keely Ringo start again against the Broncos 100% this Sunday. I don't see, you know, why not? Why not? Give him another shot. Give him another shot. Um, Moving on to injury report. Just going to analyze the injury report from this week. Basically, kind of from Wednesday and Thursday, where things are at with a few players, who you could see, who you may not see. It kind of goes in hand with the Keely Ringo stuff, because obviously Adoree Jackson was the guy that Keely Ringo filled in for. Getting an update on his injury. Um, I think on Wednesday, yes, it was on Wednesday. Um, Adoree Jackson was limited participant at practice, along with N'Kobe Dean, Jalen Carter, and Lane Johnson. Dallas Goedert, he appeared to have re-aggravated the same injury against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that he missed week that he was nursing in week 2. He sat out week 2, wasn't able to play. Goddard did not participate in the team's first practice of the week on Wednesday. So he did not practice on Wednesday. Jalen Carter, he is just battling through a shoulder injury. Like I said, he was a limited participant on Wednesday. N'Kobe Dean, again, another limited participant. I talked about him last episode and his return, kind of getting him ramped back up. He has a 21-day window to do that, so I expect him to just be limited the whole week. I don't really expect him to be a full participant this week. I don't expect him to play on Sunday. So that's kind of where N'Kobe Dean is at in terms of Adoree Jackson. Like I just talked about Keely Ringo and him maybe taking that spot back. Adoree Jackson, he missed all of last week with a groin injury. Obviously didn't play against the Bucks. Jackson was limited on Wednesday, and the Eagles could opt to take it slow. I think because of how Ringo played, maybe they aren't too worried about Jackson returning right now, aren't really speeding that process up. An update, though, on Thursday. Dallas Goedert, he was elevated to a limited participant after obviously missing practice on Wednesday, like I just said. Backup tight end Grant Calcaterra, he missed Thursday's practice due to an illness. I don't think Eagles fans will be too mad about that. The way that he has been playing, he has not been blocking well at all, and it has shown a lot, not in a good way, obviously. So I don't think many people will be upset about that one. N'Kobe Dean, he was once again he was listed as a limited participant, like I said. He's just going to be limited the whole week. It is what it is. In terms of Jalen Carter, Adoree Jackson, and Lane Johnson on Thursday, they were all upgraded to full participants on Thursday after being limited in Wednesday's practice. So they are fully practicing, full throttle. I think having Lane Johnson back is huge. Being able to get him healthy is going to be huge. You don't want to rush it, though, because I talked about this Eagles offensive line last episode, how bad it has been. And a major part of that is injuries. Landon Dickerson is not 100%. And a reason why he is not 100% is because they rushed him back. And so you don't want to do that with Lane Johnson. So you kind of want to make sure that he is fully healthy. It's kind of a sticky situation there because it's like you want him to return, but you don't want to rush it because of how valuable he is to this team, how valuable he is to winning. So that's that. Moving on to the difference. What will be the difference come Sunday against the Denver Broncos? I mean, it's something that has been a huge struggle for this Philadelphia Eagles team. A lot of people have been upset about it, and it's also on the flip side of things how good Denver is. The clear-cut difference on Sunday, it's going to be how this Eagles offense performs. And it's because of how tough this Denver Broncos defense is. I mean, bottom line, the Eagles are going to have to play 2 halves of football. They're going to have to play 2 halves of football offensively. They are not going to win this game if they have another 1 half of very good offensive football and 1 half of very bad offensive football. That is not going to win this game for them. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That Denver Broncos defense is way too good to be able to waste a half of football offensively. It's just they're not going to be able to do it. I've talked about the predictability of this offense. I've talked about how vanilla it is, how simple it is. When Jalen Hurts is in shotgun formation, the Eagles pass the ball 70% of the time. When they're under center or pistol, they run the ball 81% of the time. Those 2 stats right there are literally like it frustrates me a little bit because of what those stats are. They are literally telling the defense what they are doing by their formation pre-snap. Like the whole goal of this thing is to set it up to where you are not predictable and you are not telling the opposing offense or defense what you are running and what you are about to do. That is the whole goal of the NFL. It is why teams are very good. It is why coordinators are very good. It is why teams find success, is being able to hide what you are doing and disguise that. And the Eagles are failing miserably at the ability to do that. Especially a defense that is led by coordinator Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph is a very good defensive coordinator, and it's showing. The Broncos, they are third in third down defense and first in red zone defense. Now, the Eagles, they are tremendous in the red zone. They are. No, despite the struggles of what we've seen from them, despite how bad we have seen them in certain games and certain halves, they are very good. They are the top red zone offense in the league. They have a 100% rate in the red zone on offense. The Broncos are very good at defense. They are a top red zone defense. That is what you should watch for on Sunday. That is what is going to be the deciding, a huge deciding factor in this game. Who is going to win in the red zone when the Eagles are on our offense and the Broncos are on defense? Who is going to win that battle? Kevin Patullo, this is your time to shine. This is your time to prove the doubters wrong. Take that leap. Take it. Take it. Coordinators have struggled in the past. Eagles offensive coordinators have struggled in the past, starting the season out, and they have molded into tremendous coordinators. Take that leap. This is your time to prove it in this game, because if you do not take that leap in this game, you are going to hand the Eagles their first loss of the season. It's that simple. It really is. And that leads me to analyzing the Denver Broncos and looking at their strengths and their weaknesses, which there's not really much weaknesses. I'm just going to say that right now. So their strengths, like I just talked about, their defense is very good. I talked about it last episode. That was a whole segment that I created for last episode, was the Denver Broncos defense and how good it is. The stats I read from last episode: they have a 90.4 PFSN defense impact grade. That is the highest in the NFL. They have a 25% red zone touchdown rate allowed, first in the NFL. So I just talked about they are a top red zone defense. There is the stats to back it up. They have a 46.5% pressure rate without blitzing. That is second in the NFL. They have a 10.1% sack rate. That is second in the NFL. They are allowing 1.49 points per drive. That is third in the NFL. They have a 61% pass defense success rate. That is fourth in the NFL. Their defensive unit also leads the NFL in sacks, 15, QB hits 41, and a pressure rate of 47.1%. They are very, very talented and very good at what they do. They have the best corner in the league, Patrick Surtain the second. He has the most snaps in the NFL on a wide receiver one. I don't think he's allowed over 30 receiving yards this year in a game. Very good. Very good. They also have one of the best outside linebackers in Nick Bonito. I talked about him. I talked about his ability to get to the quarterback. I talked about his physicality last episode. He has 4.5 sacks through 4 games. 4.5 sacks through 4 games. That is a sack a game and a half. He's good. Very, very good. I think that is a huge reason why it is important that the offensive line also improves in this game. Talking about Lane Johnson and his availability, Landon Dickerson, him getting back healthy, like that is important because Nick Bonito is the real deal. Another strength is Bo Nix on their offense, the quarterback. His stats through 4 games: 861 passing yards, 8 total touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Like, Bo Nix is one of those quarterbacks that is, like, in very, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, secluded stats. Like, special stats. 2+ passing touchdowns and a 90+ passer rating in 5 of his past 6 road games. That's good. It's very good. Especially when the stat is road games. 5 of his 6, last 5 of his 6 road games. So playing on the road does not faze him. He is one of only 3 quarterbacks to have 35+ passing touchdowns and 5 rushing touchdowns since the start of the 2024 season. Who are the other 2? Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. The league's past 2 MVPs. Bo Nix is in that stat with only those 2 guys. So what I mean by secluded, he's one of the guys in those secluded stats. That's what I mean. He's good. He is. He's dangerous. What sticks out about his game? The ability to throw the football. The velocity of his arm. His arm strength. His running. His ability to avoid sacks is very good. Vic Fangio compared him to Baker Mayfield. I think it's a good comparison. I would also compare him, and I know this might sound crazy, I would also compare him to Josh Allen. 100%. 100%. That is how good Bo Nix is. Another strength on their offense, J.K. Dobbins. He has really came on for this offense. And he has had, quick shout out to J.K. Dobbins, he has had a plethora of injuries throughout his career, and he just keeps coming back and pushing through and being a good running back in this league. His stats through 4 games: 57 carries, 323 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. A few stats. Explosive runs, 10+ yards. He's first with 11. Explosive run percentage, a minimum of 50 attempts. He's first with a 19.3%. Rushing average, minimum of 50 attempts. He's second, 5.7. Rushing first down percentage, a minimum of 50 attempts. He's third, 28.1. And total rushing yards in the league, he's fourth. Like I just said, 323 rushing yards. J.K. Dobbins is good. They also have a guy named R.J. Harvey, who is a young guy. He's been very good for this offense as well. They have a good run offense. They have a good pass offense. Their wide receivers, Cortland Sutton, has been having a ball through 4 games. He has. He's good. They have weapons. They do. Their weaknesses, it's really not much. I mean, I really can't think of any, like, I mean, their linebackers aren't, the best in the league outside of Bonito, but he is kind of, like I said, outside linebacker, edge rusher guy. Um, I mean, this team is good. Denver is good. Their record is 2-2, but they're a good football team. They really are. And the Eagles need to be careful come Sunday. That is all that I have for this episode. As always, stay up to tune with Eagles latest on FanArch. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.